Born in Sri Lanka, lived in Africa, and then finally migrated to Canada. So I'm actually Canadian. And I moved down here for optometry school about 8 years ago, and I ended up staying here. So I'm about to actually open up my own brick and mortar just down the street from here on Germantown Avenue, hopefully in the next couple of weeks. But one of the biggest reasons why I decided to even go into optometry over all of the other health professions is because it gives you the opportunity to empower people. Of all the health professions out there, I'm actually able to give people something that empowers them, that allows them to function in the fullest capability they can. You know, without sight, you can't do a lot of things. You can't drive, you can't work, you guys know. So that was my initial reason for going into the profession to begin with. And I've been practicing for about 8 years now. Right after optometry school, I actually moved down to Oklahoma, and I did my residency with the Cherokee Nation for about a year. And that was enlightening, but what I realized, and now that I'm back in Philadelphia, is that there's segments of the population that don't have the access to as much funds when it comes to certain eyewear. And outside of my practices or my private practice, one of the other things that I was kind of, I came up with was this notion of kind of like a subscription contact lens service. This idea came to me when I was looking at something on the internet, and I started seeing all these ads for Dollar Shave Clubs. I'm like, what is this thing? So I started looking into it, and I'm like, this is brilliant. The thing about contact lenses, and especially as a provider, or any eyewear for that matter, but especially contact lenses, is that it's kind of a luxury for a lot of people. It's pretty expensive. When you buy it per box, or when you buy it on a 6 months or a yearly units like that, you're looking at putting a few $100s. And for some people that's fine, but for the majority of my patients, that's a hardship. That's really tough unless they have insurance. And even if they do have insurance, sometimes they have to choose whether they can get the glasses or the contact lenses. And as a practitioner, sometimes I have to consider whether my patient can actually afford the pair of contacts that I want to put them in, that they can actually, enjoy the comfort and the vision, the better contacts. So sometimes I'll put them into a pair that, won't give them such a a financial hardship. So when I was thinking about the Dollar Shave Club, I was like, contact lenses are a perfect, situation that you can get someone to get into a subscription situation, where I'm offering them, low monthly payments for a year's supply. Traditionally, when patients buy contact lenses now, they either buy in units or they can get bulk savings. So they buy a year's worth of contact lenses, they don't have to pay as much, but that requires them putting out $250, $300 at once. And if they do choose to, do the one box at a time, that's still $150 every 3 months or 6 months. What I was thinking was, well, why can't I get them to put some kind of a down payment and do small monthly payments of maybe $10 a month? And every 3 months I send them out, a box of their contact lenses, and then they'll get it automatically to their doorstep. And that's where the whole concept came up. And then, I was in the process, I met Mount Airy for the brick and mortar store, and then they told me about the immigration hub, and that's how I got in touch with my business partner, who you've already met, which is Stefan. And he brought in his expertise in terms of his technical skills, his legal skills, and we created our startup called Satisfy. So that's my story.